Hey y'all, hey, Eric with Time to Shrink. Today we're going to go in Target and see what keto finds we can find. We're going to look for good, better, best options for keto at Target. Let's do it.
Gotten really lucky, y'all. It is not crowded at all. I've just been taking my time exploring. Let's just jump into it. Let's see what kind of great keto finds we can find. Remember, we're doing good, better, best. I always want to stress that keto is a state where your body burns ketones, right? But in order to get all of the benefits, we want to have the cleanest, healthiest, anti-inflammatory diet possible. So if you combine the low carbs with the better choices or the best choices, you get the most benefit. However, there's also never any condemnation for me. You do the best that you can afford. You do what works for you. There's so many different ways to keto, right? So I'm going to kind of show you good, better, best as we go through this. So I'm going to show you a lot of things, and I want you to keep in mind good, better, best. Is it low carb? Good. Does it have better ingredients? Great. Does it have the best ingredients? Best. So just keep that in mind as we go through things. We all do our own methods, our own way. So some of the things I show you, maybe you don't want to do because they have ingredients you don't love, or some of the things may be super clean and more expensive and more money than you want to spend. So just keep all of that in mind as we go around. All right, let's do it. I'm starting in the back of the store and moving my way up. So we're in the chocolate section, and there are a few things that would be an option. This Lent has 100% cocoa, so this would be good. Also, anything above 85%, so 85, 90, 95%, these are options. Obviously, the higher the percentage, the stronger the level of chocolate, so you have to do what you like. For me, I love the 85%. I like to use the 100% if I'm going to melt it and add stuff to it. Then they also have some Lily's chocolate bars. These are a good or better option. And then these would be the best because they have less ingredients. But taste-wise, these are probably my favorite. This bar right here is my very favorite. Lily's Salted Caramel, $3.79. Let's turn it around. Okay, see, so there's the macros and the ingredients. Relatively clean and a good option if you're needing a candy bar. All of these awesome. This one is my favorite. $3.79. They go on sale, so I try and buy these only when they're on sale. In the candy aisle, these are definitely low carb, but definitely not the best of ingredients in the entire world. Definitely not good for you, but it's candy. So Smart Sweets, they have a few different kinds. $2.99. The peach rings people tend to really like. I like these Sour Blast. They have 3 grams of sugar total. Let's see if we can flip this over. So see here, we've got 42 total carbs, 13 fiber, but it also has allulose. If you look at their math, 42 total carbs minus 13 fiber minus 11 allulose equals 18 net carbs per the entire bag. So I did not realize they were that high. That's a lot. Okay, they must have changed the formula on these. These used to be low carb. Now they are definitely not low carb. They did add allulose to them, so maybe they're not subtracting the allulose. I don't know if I would recommend these. I don't eat them. I feel like they make my tummy hurt and I get bloated, but I thought they were an option, but I'm not sure now. Am I reading them wrong? Okay, here we are in the nuts and bars aisle. We've got all these bars, and then we've got tons and tons of nuts. So let's see what would work. Okay, here is something that technically would be low carb. It has 5 grams of net carbs for this chocolate chip brownie, but the ingredients are not awesome. So yes, this is low carb, but this would not be one of the best options, but totally an option if you want a brownie, and they're only $3.29, so they're really affordable. Coming up here a little bit, these Epic bars, venison, sea salt and pepper, chicken sriracha. These are super clean, and if you like them, they're 3 grams of total carbs for this one, 1 gram of total carbs for this one. Super clean. This brand in general is amazing. $8.99 for 4 bars. I don't like the consistency and the texture. They're not my favorite, but totally one of the best processed options as far as bars go. Very high protein and very clean ingredients. If you're looking for a healthy bar for your kids, these RX bars they show you the ingredients right here on the front. They're super, super clean. They come in different sets of minis and the full size. And they actually, I think, are a big Ibotta right now too. So all of these are great if you're just looking for clean ingredients for kids. Same with Lara bars. I'm a fan of the Lara bars for kids, but neither of them are low enough carb for keto. Okay, so the nuts aisle, I'm just gonna stand back and talk about the nuts. Nuts, you want to make sure that if they are roasted in an oil that is not inflammatory. My suggestion is to look for dry roasted, which means they didn't use any oils, or raw. If you can find sprouted, all the better. And just read the packaging. You do not want to have inflammatory oils in your nuts, so read the packaging. There's too many to sit here and go through all of them. I just say read the packaging. See, like for example here, these Blue Diamond almonds, they're whole natural, they're raw. So these would be a good option, where these are, they say they're low sodium and lightly salted, but they contain vegetable oil and canola oil. So these would be a no, these would be a yes. So just read the packaging. If you are doing just dirty keto and you don't really care about the additives or the oils, a lot of people really like these different flavored almonds. The sriracha, the sweet Thai chili, the smokehouse, the wasabi and soy. This one is amazing, so good. The ingredients are not good on these, but if you're not worried about ingredients, just look at carb count in case they added sugar or something like that. For me, nuts tend to be really inflammatory to me in general, so I mostly stay away. I've been hearing a lot about these Alani energy drinks, but they do still have 4 carbs, so I would say no, but I've heard good things. Okay, jerky. Jerky can be amazing or it can be loaded with sugar, so always read the packaging, always read the packaging. Some jerkies are not low carb at all. Some are great, some have amazing ingredients, some have not so great ingredients but are low carb, so just read the packaging. Out of all of these, the ones that seem to have, the only ones on this entire shelf that seem option is this Alberto's Applewood Smoked Bacon Jerky. 12 grams of protein, only 1 carb per serving, $4.69, so that's a really good price. But all of these other ones have lots of sugar and lots of carbs. We're on the chips aisle, so obviously not much, but I did find one thing. They have the Wisps Parmesan Cheese Crisp, 6 pouches for $6.39. Definitely a little pricey, but if you want them individually packaged, this is great. The only ingredient is Parmesan, and they are so good. All right. Candy aisle, obviously not much here, but there actually is a few things here at Target on this aisle that I'm going to show you that are definitely an option. All right, here we go. Remember we were just looking at Wisps for those 6 little bags? It was 6 something. These are $3.99 and they have a bunch of flavors: Asiago pepper jack, cheddar, the regular Parmesan. Then they have this brand. All of these are great, super great. I think the oven baked parm crisp, sour cream and onion, I'm thinking that one has some not amazing ingredients, but these are really a good snack option. You can use them as crackers to dip, just eat them plain. You get a bunch of protein per serving. It's 13 grams of protein for 23 crackers. So these are really great. I love to have these on hand, but don't get fooled by some of these other things that say almond flour. These are not a bad option if you're just doing if you're just trying to watch ingredients, then you're trying to stay gluten-free. These Blue Diamond almond nut thins are really tasty. I especially love the pecan ones, but they are not low carb, so not low carb. But if you're just looking for healthy ingredients, I like the Blue Diamonds pretty well. But again, don't get fooled by marketing. Make sure you flip everything over and read the back. Well, definitely not great ingredients, but if you are into energy drinks, all of these Bang energy drinks up here, they're low carb and the ingredients are better than some other energy drinks. I'm not really a proponent of energy drinks, but I know a lot of people love them. My husband does drink these Bangs. Coming into all of the different sparkling waters, I'm just going to zero in on a few. Again, always read your labels. These hint waters are nothing but water and natural flavoring. They are on sale 10 for $10 right now. I think they're delicious. I really like them. I don't tend to spend my money on them very often, but I do really like them, and they're on sale right now. This whole pack here is on sale for $5.99 instead of $7.99, so that's great. Then the sparkling ices, now these do have some sucralose, so these would be dirty keto, but they have a ton here, and we do use these often when we are making our alcoholic beverages because they're 0 to less than 1 carb each, and they replace juice flavors in a lot of our low carb cocktails. So we do buy those. These are another option if you're a low carb. They do have a couple carbs, but they have actual real fruit in them, so it's just the sparkling water and real fruit. They are delicious, but you do get a couple carbs per can, I believe. Bubbly is a great sparkling water. This is just flavored, 0 carbs. Same with LaCroix, just flavored, 0 carbs. These are my new favorite, probably the AHA sparkling waters. Again, 0 carbs, just flavorings. We've got some really good ones. My son really likes this black cherry and coffee flavor. I like the citrus and green tea. Also like the blueberry pomegranate. So many sparkling water options. And then they've got their brand. And you know, it goes on and on and on. But let me show you one thing though, I like the Waterloo a lot too. These San Pellegrinos up here, these are also made with real fruit juice, but there's more fruit juice in it, so they are a little carbier. So again, always read the back. Okay, we're hitting the cereal aisle, and there are a couple options that I have never tried. I may get to try. There's this delicious Wonderworks keto-friendly cereal. Okay, 6 fat, 3 net carbs, 15 protein, 1 sugar. Let's see. All right, 7 servings per container, 150 calories, 16 carbs, 4 fiber, 4 soluble fiber, and 0 added sugars. Ingredients: milk protein concentrate, erythritol, allulose. So that allulose is where some of that's coming from, and you can subtract the allulose. Whey protein, inulin, palm kernel oil. I don't love the inulin because sometimes it can be bloating. Palm kernel oil is not my favorite, but it's not the worst of oils. But then see, you do get some canola oil in there. You have some rice starch. So definitely dirty keto. But if you're craving cereal, I've heard people say that this is really tasty. Granola section, there's nothing here really that's keto per se, but lower carb. These Purely Elizabeth, this brand here, $5.19 each. They are lower in carbs, not low carb, but they're definitely low sugar, and they've got pretty darn clean ingredients. So if you're looking for a granola for your family, or you're just doing lower carb and not doing keto, those are definitely an option. All right, we've got our alcohol. The champagnes are the lowest, and then dry white wines and red wines all are doable. They're going to have some carbs obviously, so just check on that. Each one's a little different, but they're definitely an alcohol that you can consume. They're a lower carb. Then we've got coffee. Coffee is definitely okay on keto. However, every once in a while you'll find a flavored coffee that does have some carbs in it, so read your packaging. There are a few Starbucks ones. The one I'm thinking of right now is called creme brulee, that actually they do add some sweeteners too, so you know, it just depends. Ooh, I didn't know they sold this here. This Stumptown coffee is supposed to be really good. Anyways, coffee, definitely a thumbs up. And then dry white wines and red wines. Champagne is actually the lowest of carbs as far as wines go. Okay, when we're looking at oils, we want to stick to avocado oil and extra virgin olive oil and coconut oil. And when you're looking, you want to get, for olive oil, you want to get cold pressed. Ideally first cold pressed is what I'd like to buy. And then avocado oil, this is the one I tend to get. Avocado oil is better for cooking because it goes to a high heat. Also like this avocado espeller pressed spray because it does not have any propellants in it at all. So Chosen Foods, definitely the one that I recommend the most for avocado oil. There was this whole thing where they were actually tested all kinds of bottles, and people were not putting the real thing in the bottles, but Chosen Foods was a good one, so I stick to that for the most part. And then organic coconut oil is always a really good option. You can definitely cook with that. And they even have some ghee here. Ghee is clarified butter, so people that don't do a lot of dairy or dairy bothers them, the clarified butter doesn't have the casein, and a lot of times people can handle this. So this is a really, really great ingredient to cook with as well, and it has a higher smoke point than butter. $7.99 for this can. You can get a huge thing of it at Costco for much cheaper, but that's definitely an option. Things to stay away from would be the Crisco for sure. Lard is good, but oftentimes the ones at the store have been adulterated in a way that makes it not so great for you anymore. So I would, if I'm gonna use lard, I render my own. Let's see, what else? Sunflower oil. This is expeller pressed, but sunflower oil can be inflammatory, so if you're trying to do the very best, I would stick to the olive oil, the avocado, and the coconut, and the ghee, and the butter. Here, things to stay away from. Who cares that it says organic? Super, super, super high in inflammation. So even if you're dirty keto and you don't really look at ingredients that much, I urge you to stay away from the canola oil, the grapeseed oil, and stick to avocado oil, olive, coconut, butter, ghee. There's plenty that you can use, and these are so inflammatory. Like, I really want to stress that that is one thing that I don't do good, better, best. It's like either it's good or it's awful. So all of these, canola, vegetable, corn oil, peanut oil, all of these are no, 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 no. All right, let's talk sugars. Gotta be careful here as well. Natural raw cane turbinado sugar. Looks really nice, says it's wholesome, but this is pure sugar, y'all. This is a no. This is my favorite by far. It doesn't have any of the cooling taste. Your body doesn't absorb any of it. It just goes right through, out your urine actually, not through your GI system, but out through your urine. So it doesn't cause bloating or any of those kind of things. And 100% of it goes out in your urine. So it's literally zero glycemic impact, zero net carbs. I have tested it multiple times. This also is a $3 off. I bought it right now. So $6.99 and then $3 off I bought it. And that's been going on for months and months. So I would try this. You can cook with it. You can put it in your coffee. It is not quite 1-to-1. If I do a cup of regular sugar, I would do a cup and a third of this. But this is my favorite recommendation in this aisle. Now, here are a couple other options. Swerve brown sugar this is Swerve Confectioners. That is great. It's like powdered sugar. We've also got Swerve brown sugar. This replaces brown sugar really well. I like Sucre Gold better, but I still like these. $8.29 for both of these. Those are definitely options. Something to stick away. So if you're just low carb or you're doing paleo and you do a little bit of natural sugars, honey is okay, but I would suggest a local honey, not one off the shelf at the store. But if we're doing low carb keto, that would be a no. Another absolute no is agave nectar. I think this is a no for everyone, and the reason is that it's pure fructose. So it spikes blood sugar way, way, way more than honey or plain sugar. Test it if you don't believe me, but agave is not. That's another one. Just like the oils I said never ever, this is one I say never ever as well. And then there's some sweeteners up here that if you don't care about, if you just start carrying carbs and you're dirty keto, equal or sweet and low, those things are optional, but they do tend to spike blood sugar for many, many people, so I would be careful. I would stick to like a Truvia. This is stevia and erythritol, I believe, that works, or the stevia in the raw. There's also another one I was looking for that I thought they had here that they don't. But again, just always read your packaging. Here's another pure stevia, and then there's a liquid version of it if you just want to have it in your purse to be able to squirt into things. So totally an option. And then spices. Spices are hit or miss. Sometimes they have filler ingredients or even sugars in them, so just read carefully. I highly recommend checking out Fresh Jacks. It's in the link down below in the description. They're the best in my opinion. But if I'm going to buy off a shelf, I make sure that it's organic and that it doesn't have any filler ingredients. These are definitely not keto, but they are lower carb. They have some fiber. They're made from chickpeas. I've been super curious about them because they're gluten-free. So I've been really curious about these and about the red lentil ones. Have y'all ever tried them? If you have, let me know. I've bought these gluten-free ones for years and years because we've been doing gluten-free for over 10 years now. But there's so many more choices out these days. But these would just be lower carb, not low enough carb to be keto for sure. Then over here we've got all of our different spices, our different sauces. Soy sauce has estrogen, can be inflammatory, especially for women. It messes with our hormones and estrogen, so I don't do soy sauce. I do coconut aminos instead. And then on any of these sauces, you need to read the back because there's going to be a lot of sugar in most of them. Rayo's is a brand that has sugar-free sauces that are pretty high quality and taste good. This is their pizza sauce. It's on sale right now. If I get 3, you get a $5 gift card. So they're $4.79. So that's a pretty good deal. I don't need any right now. I just made a lot of my own tomato sauce, but that's a good deal, and this is a decent brand. Let's see what their Good and Gather's like. This is only $1.79. Tomato, this is no added sugar, but it does have canola oil, which is inflammatory, so I would stay away from that. Again, these green can Parmesan cheeses, we all know they're not the most healthy thing in the entire world, but I definitely use this. It is a product that I allow. I like to buy crushed tomatoes or either whole peeled tomatoes and make my own sauce. I love this one right here, the San Marzano. It has such a good flavor and it makes a really, really, really good tomato sauce. I have it in my cookbook, but that's what my base is, and it's really, really delicious. Also love the fire roasted Hunt's tomatoes. Those are really, really great in chilies. And just tomatoes, of course, do have a lot of natural sugars. They're definitely officially a fruit, so when you use them, you just got to be careful. But again, remember, always buy the best quality that you can afford. And don't worry if you can't buy the highest quality. Buy the best quality you can afford and stick to low carb, and you will see results. In the rice aisle, I just found something I've never seen here. Fully green riced cauliflower, $2.99. Ingredients, cauliflower, that is it. So this is ready to eat, microwave in 1 minute and eat, $2.99. So that is not bad, not bad. You can usually do better with the frozen one, and the frozen one's gonna take you like 5 to 7 minutes to do in the microwave, but they're both just microwavable. But it's nice that these are shelf stable, so it could be something you stock up on to have. So pretty cool. Salsas are a condiment that often are very, very keto. Sometimes different brands will add some sugars, but not usually. And they don't usually add oils either. So usually salsas are safe, but always read the back. I just checked this one, and there's no added sugars, no added nasty ingredients. Only $1.49 for this big jar. It'll flavor so many different things. So that's definitely an option. Then if you look up at their taco seasonings, usually they're all really, really cruddy. Yeah, I mean, the first ingredient is maltodextrin. Maltodextrin is awful for you. Highly, highly recommend Fresh Jacks for taco seasoning, y'all, or find a good organic one that doesn't have all the fillers. All right, here's an example, and this is a very sad example for me. This is one of my family's favorite things. I have not read the label on this anytime recently because I've been buying it for years and years and years. It's got lots of crappy ingredients. It makes me very sad. I do make my own cilantro, jalapeno, lime crema sauce, so I haven't been buying this lately, but I guess I won't be anymore. Let's see, the salsa verde. This one's fine. The salsa verde is fine. So you, again, just, keep reading that packaging, y'all. Okay, if you're doing dirty keto and you don't mind the gluten and the wheat, they've got the Mission Carb Balance whole wheat. This is 3 net carbs for this whole big tortilla. They've also got it in like a sun-dried tomato flavor. They're sold out of a lot right now, but Target does carry a lot of the Carb Balance, different flavored, and these are 0 sugar, only 3 net carbs, but it does have wheat and gluten and some oils that I don't like. So if you're trying to stay as anti-inflammatory as possible, these would be a no. But if you're only worrying about low carb, these are a definite yes. And they're only $3.99, so not so bad. Another dirty keto option are these Quest bars. They're high protein and low carbs. I don't like the taste of them or the consistency. Don't love the ingredients, but these are definitely popular on keto. A lot of people do consume these Quest bars. Okay, we're with the soups. Most of the Campbell soups have lots of junky ingredients and are just stay away from. Then we've got our chicken broths. For chicken broth, I would say do the best you can afford. If you can get an organic chicken bone broth, that's what I would go for, or beef bone broth, that's what I would go for. But no matter what level you do, just make sure you read the ingredients. I know I sound like a broken record, but that's so important. For example, this no added salt chicken stock, Good and Gather, this is their brand. It actually has some sugar in it, which I didn't expect, so just always read. I did spot one really high quality, this Epic brand bone broth, savory chicken, and they have a beef jalapeno. This is great for just sipping bone broth. $6.99 for the can, but it is super great ingredients. Okay, so chunk tuna and water is a great option. Like this plain chunk tuna and water. Let's see. It's just got water, vegetable broth, and salt. So that is totally fine. And then they have some of these like tuna creations that are flavored. So let's see, light tuna, jalapenos, pepper, vinegar, salt, sugar, xanthan gum, yeast extract. So that's not so bad either. So if you like tuna, this could be a really quick snack. You could have this and use those cheese wisps that we saw earlier and make that a snack or a meal very easily. But again, let's make sure we read them every time because the ingredients could be different. Yeah, see this one here, this buffalo style, the second ingredient is modified food starch. So this one's not clean and not a great option. This one is a pretty good option. So just, I know, y'all are probably so sick of me saying that. Anyways, when you're going for tuna, you want to get the chunk light, and you want to make sure that they're wild caught and that they're in water or an extra virgin olive oil, like a good quality olive oil. But it's really better to stick to the water because you're not sure of the quality of their extra virgin olive oil. So stick to the water and then add your fats when you add your good quality mayo and make yourself a tuna salad. Okay, here are a lot of options. Bud Light Seltzer, White Claw, Truly, Core Seltzer. There are now a lot of low carb seltzers that are options. So if you want to have some alcohol every once in a while, these hard seltzers that are either 0 or only a couple carbs are definitely an option. Okay, more sauces. When we're looking at sauces, what do? We read the back. Sweet Baby Ray's does have a sugar-free. It's not the best ingredients in the world, but they do have a sugar-free. Oh, here it is. Original, no sugar added. That is an option. It has a little bit of junky ingredients, but it's definitely a low-carb option. Another thing that they have here is Primal Kitchen, I think. Yeah. The Primal Kitchen, pretty much anything I've ever seen by this brand is super clean and I've been happy with. So this is the Golden Barbecue and this is the Classic. I really like the Golden, but that's definitely an option. And there are more and more sauces these days that are coming out with a sugar-free version. So definitely more and more options. So hot sauces are almost always fine. Almost always. We get the Frank's Red Hot because it's not super spicy, but it gives just that flavor. It's our favorite, but there are so many to choose from and most of them are fine. Ketchup, it's pretty easy to find no sugar added ketchups, but finding one that is no sugar at all is a little harder, or low carb. So again, Primal Kitchen is what I usually stick to. Primal Kitchen ketchup. They also make a cocktail sauce. They make a ton of dressings and the ingredients are just really good. So like for instance, here's Heinz tomato, no sugar added. That would be better than just the plain one. But this still, well, this only has 1 carb, so that's doable. I was thinking it would be more. This only has 1 carb per serving, so definitely doable. $2.99 versus $5.29 for about the same amount. This one you're getting super clean ingredients. This one's a little junkier, but it is low carb, so do what you want with that. Mustards are almost all fine. Every once in a while you'll find like flavored mustard, like a honey mustard that's gonna have sugar. But other than that, almost all of these mustards are perfectly fine. The Dijon, the regular, the spicy, all of them are fine. And these, totally fine. So if you're a mustard fan, have at it. Let's see if they have any keto breads. Oh, here's our dressings. Dressings almost always are made with low quality oils, so pretty much I say make your own dressings. Except, again, we've got that Primal Kitchen brand again, right? These are avocado oil based, super clean ingredients, good level of fat, so great. So Caesar, ranch, Green Goddess, Greek, oil and vinegar. These can be used as dressings, they can be used as marinades. They're $5.79, but they go on sale often. So these are the dressings that I would highly recommend. Otherwise, I would say buy your good oils, buy some good vinegars, and make your own. It's easy to throw dressings together for sure. But the rest of these, I would avoid all of them. Unless you're really not worried about it and you're doing dirty keto, you can just look at the carbs. But again, the oil is the one area that I really stress to stay away from the bad oils if you can. There's tons of vinegars that you can use to make your own dressings. Get a good quality avocado oil or extra virgin olive oil. I like to use a really good extra virgin olive oil. Then I combine it with like red wine vinegar or white wine vinegar or apple cider vinegar. And I like to buy the raw unfiltered vinegars when I can. So I even sometimes will put a tiny bit of balsamic. It does have a little sugar, but you can really make a lot of really good dressings very quickly. Jams and jellies and stuff like that. Again, it's better to make them at home with good ingredients. There are a few stores that carry some better ingredient ones. This one is sugar-free Smucker's, but it's made with Splenda. Splenda is sucralose, not the most amazing ingredient for you, but also not the end of the world, so you decide what works for you. But this is only $2.99. Usually comes in a bunch of different flavors as well. Then we have all of the peanut butters. Technically, peanuts are inflammatory and peanut butter is technically not clean keto. However, lots of us eat peanuts, peanut butter. I eat peanut butter sometimes. It would be better to choose an almond butter, but if you're choosing a peanut butter, just make sure it's only peanuts and salt and doesn't have any nasty ingredients in it. And then sometimes you can get these little packets of different butters, but sometimes, like this one has dates in it, so it's going to have a little bit of sugar, so you just have to be careful with it. They've got, like, here's a creamy almond butter. Let's see, this is just almonds. So creamy almond butter, just almonds, $11.99 for this big container. And then they have some crunchy and some other flavors, so you know, broken record, but read the back. Okay, dirty keto fine, but when you're craving pizza, this is the closest to an actual frozen pizza that I've ever had. So I do indulge in these every few months probably. I actually had one yesterday, Quest Thin Crust Pizza. They have pepperoni, they have cheese, they have a supreme. I think they have a few other flavors, but that's all I am seeing here. $7.49. Again, these go on sale often, so buy them when they're on sale. You can have 6 net carbs for like half a pizza basically, and you get a bunch of protein. Definitely not a healthy food, but I mean, when is pizza ever really a healthy food, right? Got our fish section. Just always look to make sure that it's not farm raised, that it's wild caught. So like these fillets here, Vietnam farm raised, I would skip that. Here we've got wild caught flounder, so that's an option. We've got wild caught Alaskan salmon. We've got wild caught cod. So just make sure you're looking to make sure it's wild caught, because you're getting the best profile. Now again, we do the best that we can afford and no condemnation, right? So it's $9.99 for this, and this is on sale right now, but normally it's $6.99. So it is a little cheaper to get the farm raised, but it's not a huge difference. So you know, you do what you need to do, and I'm just kind of explaining that to get the most good omegas out of our fish, it's better to do the wild caught just because of the way they were raised. The food profile is better, but I'm not saying eating this is going to do you detriment or anything like that. Same thing with shrimp. Get wild caught if you can afford to. Always just get the best that you can afford. They've got all kinds of veggies for us. We've got our rice cauliflower, our rice broccoli. Both of those are super great. Whole green beans, steam in the bag cauliflower, steam in the bag broccoli. I almost always do my side vegetables from these steam in the bags. Frozen is really sometimes better than fresh because they freeze it, they flash freeze it and then freeze it immediately after picking. So I definitely buy a lot of frozen veggies. We eat a lot of frozen veggies. And as far as veggies to avoid here, you would avoid the corn, you would avoid the carrots. Do I ever eat corn and carrots? Every once in a while. And actually last night I had a few shaved carrots on my dinner and it was completely fine. It's a vegetable, right? It just, some of the higher carb vegetables add up a little faster, so you just need to watch that. But most of these are single ingredient, just whatever is in the bag is it, just the vegetable, so these are definitely good choices. Then over here we've got even more. We've got some asparagus. One thing to stay away from is the one where they do the bake, because they top it with breadcrumbs and they start putting yucky ingredients in. So like the crispy cauliflower, the crispy broccoli, they're coating it with stuff that's not so healthy. So I would just stick to the plain one ingredient ones. And if you want to fix them up, you can fix them up however you want to. They also have these veggie spirals. Sorry, they're in a weird spot, so I had to come in the door. Already spiraled for you. I found that they're a little watery. They're not bad though. And they also have them up here, the veggie spirals, but I tend to just like to spiralize my own zucchini because it literally takes 2 seconds and I just think it tastes better. This right here, the cauliflower risotto medley from Green Giant, it is very clean. There's no added weird ingredients and it is delicious, like so good. It's one of my very favorite sides. They have a lot of really great milk alternatives like oat milk and almond milk and cashew milk and all kinds of different milks like that. Again, just read the back. Sometimes they have stabilizers that aren't great. Some of them have really good stabilizers. So let's see. Let's turn a couple around. Silk oat milk. For 1 cup, it's 18 carbs. So this also has sunflower oil in it and sugar. So this would be a no. Silk unsweet almond milk. Let's see. 30 calories. And the stabilizers are ones that I'm fine with. So this is definitely a go. Let's see. Good and Gather. Almond milk, cane sugar is the second ingredient. Let's see. Almond milk. This one is completely fine as well. So again, just keep reading the back. My very favorite almond milk is the unsweetened Cauliflower Farms. It doesn't have any of the carrageenan. That's the stabilizer that I want people to avoid because it really messes with our GI gut microbiome. This is my favorite by far, $3.99. Love it. I like the coconut almond blend for smoothies, okay, but this one is the one that I like to have. I don't know what's happening here, but like all of the creamers are missing. There's only one. I was planning to stock up on my French vanilla nut pod. There's only one. Oh no. I don't know if they're just about to get a shipment or what, but oh my goodness, y'all. So we've got some oat milk barista edition. It's supposed to foam up really well. So it has 16 carbs because of sugar and the oat. So that would be a no. And then another thing that I've seen a lot of people do that would be a no for me is these silk creamers because they add oils to it. Like, I don't understand why, but I avoid inflammatory oils like the plague, so that would be a no for me. And I mean, even the like regular ones are almost out. Maybe they're supposed to get a shipment soon or they missed one. I don't know. If you like cottage cheese, this Good Culture brand is a really good option. And then when you're getting cottage cheese or sour cream, you just want to make sure that it doesn't have any weird fillers, that it's just the plain main ingredients. One thing with dairy is you really do want to get the best that you can afford. More organic aged cheeses are better for our bodies. These are not keto, but they are lower carb, and these Perfect Kid bars and the Perfect bars and these core bars are all pretty decent ingredients and something that's an option for your kiddos, or if you're just lower carb and not doing super low carb keto. All right, lunch meat aisle. There are a lot of low carb lunch meat options. Again, just buy the best that you can afford and read the back and make sure that they're the lowest carb count possible, but there are a lot of lunch meats that fit that category. We've got some bacon. This Applegate no sugar uncured bacon is a great option. I don't really worry about the nitrates. That's a whole nother story. But so I tend to just buy one of these just hickory smoked or center cut. I don't buy bacon here very often. I feel like it's pricey at Target, but it's definitely an option. Same with they've got some sausage and then some hot dogs. I tend to buy this Nathan's because I just like the taste of it, but anyways, then we've got our cheese. Lots of cheese options. Again, good, better, best. Buy the best that you can afford. Organic's better, and aged is the best. Not a whole lot of those options here, but they do have cheese. All right, here's our section of bars. These Power Crunch bars down here, these are probably my favorite bar taste-wise. I think they have about 8 carbs total, so it's definitely not a super low carb bar, but I really, really like them. I don't let myself get them very often because, again, the carbs are a little too high, but they're super delicious. And then up here, I used to not like any Quest products, but these are like the Kind Bar style, and they are so good. And the ingredients are pretty decent. 5 net carbs per bar, $7.99. I think there's an Ibotta on these as well right now. Another option are the Atkins products. They have a bunch of different bars. They are not the cleanest ingredients, but they are low carb and they are an option. So some people really, really like these. I truthfully have never tried one. I don't think I've tried any flavors, but the ingredients are not awful in all of them, and the carbs count is low, so they're definitely an option. All right, so that was all the keto finds at Target. I think we found a lot of really good things. There are a lot of things that are definitely low carb, but not the cleanest. Then there are also some things that were pretty high quality. So I feel like we found a lot of really great stuff. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, and next Wednesday I will be back with another grocery store good, better, best. Bye, y'all. Why am I doing a thumbs up? Bye, y'all. Be blessed.